Number 10. Auto-cannibal mode. Your body is totally okay with eating itself. And no, this isn't some metaphor about burnout or hustle culture. We mean literally eating itself. When you're stranded, starving, or locked in your doomsday bunker because you thought a squirrel was the apocalypse signal, your body enters survival mode. The first thing it does? Burn through all the nice stuff like glucose, stored carbs, and body fat. But once those run out, the real party starts. Your body starts breaking down your own muscle tissue and organs for fuel. That's right, your precious biceps, breakfast, your heart muscle, a tasty little protein bar, and your liver, well, it won't be around long enough to complain. This is called autophagy, and it's your body's recycling program, where cells literally digest themselves to stay alive. It sounds efficient, and it kind of is, if you ignore the part where your internal organs are dissolving in a protein smoothie to keep the lights on in your brain. And fun fact, your brain is very picky. It needs glucose, so your liver, if it's still around, will desperately convert fat and muscle into ketones, just to keep your brain from panicking and shutting down like a Windows 98 machine. Basically, when you're starving, your body becomes that one toxic friend who says, "No worries, I'll fix this," then proceeds to burn your house down and offer you a marshmallow. Number 9. Panic makes you superhuman, then useless. Let's talk about adrenaline. Your body's emergency Red Bull, minus the crash. Oh wait, no, with the crash. Massive crash. You've probably heard stories like, a mom lifted a car off her baby, or this guy ran through a wall to escape a bear. Classic panic mode stuff. And it's all thanks to your adrenal glands flooding your bloodstream with adrenaline and cortisol, your personal chaos chemicals. What happens next is ridiculous. Your pupils dilate like you just spotted the ghost of your GPA, your heart rate jumps like it saw its ex, and blood flow gets rerouted away from your organs and toward your muscles, because who needs digestion when you might be fighting for your life or running from a rabid goose? Your pain tolerance? That vanishes. Broken ankle? Don't care. Bleeding from the ear? Walk it off. Your body essentially says, let's pretend we're invincible for 5 minutes. We'll deal with the trauma later. But then the crash hits. The second your brain decides the danger's past, your body enters the PSYOPs emotional faceplant stage. That same adrenaline that made you temporarily godlike, now it's just leaving your hands shaky, your head spinning, and your stomach wondering if it's allowed to throw up yet. So yeah, you become a superhuman, briefly. And then you're a sweaty noodle on the floor, wondering why your life feels like a deleted scene from a zombie movie. Number 8. Passing out is a survival feature. You know what's fun? Your brain having a meltdown and pulling the plug on consciousness like, nope, too much. Fainting, or vasovagal syncope, if we're being fancy, is your body's very weird way of protecting itself. You see something traumatic, blood, danger, that one text from your ex, your heart rate and blood pressure suddenly drop, and boom, lights out. But it's not just dramatic flair. Passing out actually helps your body reset blood flow to your brain. When you're upright and panicking, gravity pulls blood down to your legs, so your brain, sensing it's not getting enough oxygen, decides, let's fall flat like a 2008 stock market graph, forcing you horizontal so blood can rush back up. This is also why people faint in overly hot rooms after standing too long, or at weddings they didn't emotionally prepare for. It's your body's way of saying, hey, either you lay down, or I'll make you. It's survival. Just extremely embarrassing survival. Number 7. You can drink your own pee, but please don't. We've all heard it. If you're stuck in the desert, just drink your own pee. Thanks, every survival show ever. But here's the problem. While it sounds like gritty hero stuff, your body is not a Brita filter, and pee is not just warm lemonade with attitude. Urine is your body's trash juice. It's packed with salts, toxins, and waste. Your kidneys worked overtime to kick out. So when you drink it, especially when dehydrated, you're putting that garbage right back in and making your kidneys play round 2 of a game they already hate. It might help once or twice in a short-term crisis, but after that, you're just concentrating the bad stuff. Eventually, your kidneys get overwhelmed, your sodium levels spike, and your cells start breaking up with water altogether. It's like drinking ocean water from inside your own body. So yes, you can drink it, but only if you're very desperate and only as a last resort. Just know your kidneys will judge you the whole time. Basically, your body has a backup plan, but it comes with a disclaimer in fine print that says, please don't make this a habit. Number 6. Hypothermia makes you undress. If you ever see a nearly naked person in the snow, no, it's not a weird Scandinavian ritual. It might be why it's paradoxical undressing, one of hypothermia's cruelest, most confusing side effects. Here's how it works. When you're freezing, your body goes into survival mode, pulling blood away from your skin and toward your core to protect vital organs. That's smart, but when things get really bad, your nerves and brain start short-circuiting. Confused signals get sent to your skin, and your brain thinks you're overheating. So what do? You strip in a snowstorm, like it's Miami spring break. This often happens right before death from hypothermia, which makes it even darker. Search and rescue teams have found victims in freezing conditions, half naked, sometimes curled up as if trying to sleep. And no, they weren't trying to seduce the forest. It's your body playing one final fatal prank on you. Let me help you survive. Just kidding. Take off your pants. Number 5. You'll drink salt water before you starve. Hunger does weird things to people, but thirst? That's on another level. When your body is dehydrated, it starts getting a little desperate. Your mouth dries out, your brain slows down, and your reasoning takes a nosedive. And eventually, if you're surrounded by seawater and no other options, you might decide, how bad could it be? Very bad. Drinking seawater is like guzzling poison that your kidneys have to work triple overtime to process. It's loaded with salt, about 3 times more than your body can safely handle. So what happens? Your cells literally start losing water just to flush all that salt out. You drink seawater to quench your thirst, and your body gets even more dehydrated. Genius. In extreme cases, this leads to hallucinations, seizures, organ failure, and death. Basically, it's a self-sabotage speedrun brought to you by desperation and biology. So yeah, you might drink salt water, but if you do, congratulations, you've just declared war on your own insides. Number 4, your brain will reboot without warning. You ever blank out for a second and think, wait, what was I doing? That's your brain doing a mini system crash. In a disaster, that crash can go full Windows blue screen. Extreme trauma, fear, and shock can cause disassociation, a defense mechanism where your brain just pieces out. You might forget where you are, who you are, or what's happening. Time slows, sounds distort, and reality becomes a suggestion. This isn't your brain being weak. It's your brain throwing up bubble wrap around your fragile mental state. It's trying to prevent psychological damage by disconnecting you from reality. Sometimes in war zones or disasters, people walk around in a daze, talking normally while bleeding or injured, with zero awareness. Others might recall events completely differently afterward, or not at all. Your brain is like, let's pretend this isn't happening. It's survival through amnesia. So yes, your brain can literally exit the group chat when things get too intense. Comforting, right? Number 3, you can drown without water. You don't need a bathtub or ocean to drown. Your own lungs can do the job, with a little help from your immune system. It's called dry drowning, or secondary drowning, and it happens when you inhale just a little water, or anything irritating really, and your body overreacts like a drama queen. The airway spasms, the lungs fill with fluid, and sometimes, hours later, you start coughing, choking, and eventually suffocating, all without being submerged. Worse, it's hard to detect early. Someone might look fine after a near-drowning incident, then collapse later because their lungs decided to freak out after the fact. Basically, your body's trying to protect your lungs by filling them with fluid. It's like trying to save your house from fire by flooding it. Effective? Sort of. Fatal? Often. Number 2, you might feel nothing when you're dying. Here's a cruel twist. When your body's shutting down, it doesn't always hurt. In extreme cases, like freezing, bleeding out, or organ failure, the brain releases a chemical flood of endorphins and natural opioids. It's the same stuff your body uses during childbirth, injury, or extreme stress. But at the end of life, it becomes a full-on chemical smokescreen. Survivors of near-death experiences often report peace, calm, or even euphoria. Not panic, not pain, just a weird, floaty detachment. It's biology's way of sedating you while your systems collapse. You might not even know you're dying, which is both terrifying and oddly comforting. In some ways, your body's final trick is the kindest one. It lies to you. Number 1, your body picks who dies first. When disaster hits, your body does triage like a ruthless CEO cutting departments. Blood goes to the heart, lungs, and brain. Everything else gets left behind. Your digestive system? Gone. Your reproductive organs? Not now, Romeo. Your skin? Hope you weren't using that. You turn into a walking evacuation plan with only 3 VIPs. Heart, lungs, brain. This is called centralization, and it's how your body prolongs life in extreme trauma. Cold? It cuts off fingers and toes first. Bleeding? It slows down peripheral circulation. Internal injury? It shifts blood flow to priority areas. But the longer this goes on, the more systems shut down. The body knows not everything can be saved, so it picks. Cold-blooded, calculated, and weirdly efficient. Basically, your survival system has favorites, and your spleen not on the list.